Hi everyone and welcome on our new video. It's a true pleasure to have the opportunity to speak with all of you. We often hear that time is our most valuable asset, yet we frequently find ourselves wasting it on distractions, procrastination, and regrets. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something that often gets overlooked, ignored, and even squandered, a precious and irreplaceable resource called time. Time is the one thing that every single person on this planet is given in equal measure each day. Whether you are rich or poor, young or old, you wake up with the same 24 hours. What separates the successful from the stagnant is not intelligence, not talent, and not even luck. It is how they choose to use their time. So why, knowing this, do so many of us still waste it? Why do we scroll endlessly on our phones, put off our goals for tomorrow, and convince ourselves that we'll start someday? I'll tell you why. It's because we treat time like it's infinite. We act as if tomorrow is guaranteed. We tell ourselves there's always later, not realizing that one day there won't be. Dear listeners, every moment you spend procrastinating, doubting, or hesitating is a moment you'll never get back. Think about that for a second. You can earn back lost money. You can rebuild broken relationships. But lost time, once it's gone forever. The clock is always ticking, and the harsh truth is that none of us knows how much time we really have left. This isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you up. Because if you don't take control of your time, someone else will. Dear listeners, look at your life right now. Are you where you want to be? Are you waking up every day with a sense of purpose, knowing that you're moving closer to your goals? Or are you coasting through life, letting the days blur into weeks and the weeks into months? If you're not actively making progress, you're falling behind, because while you're waiting, someone else is grinding. While you're making excuses, someone else is making moves. And while you're wasting time, someone else is building the life you dream of. You owe it to yourself to stop wasting time. You owe it to your dreams, your potential, and the people who believe in you. Imagine if you put the same energy into your goals that you currently put into distractions. Imagine if you replaced every hour spent binge watching TV or scrolling through social media with action. How much closer would you be to the life you want? How much more confident, fulfilled, and proud would you feel? The problem isn't that you don't have enough time. The problem is how you're prioritizing it. You say you don't have time to work on your goals, but you have time for Netflix. You say you're too busy to exercise, but you spend hours on your phone. You claim you're waiting for the right moment, but deep down, you know that moment will never come. The truth is, there will never be a perfect time. There will always be distractions, challenges, and reasons to wait. The only perfect time is right now. Dear listeners, action creates momentum, and momentum creates results. Stop waiting for motivation to strike, because it won't. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline is what keeps you moving forward. Start small if you have to, but start. Start today. Set a timer for 30 minutes and focus on one task that will move you closer to your goal. When that timer goes off, set it again. Do this enough times and you'll look back in a month, a year, or a decade and be amazed at how far you've come. Now let's address the excuses, the I don't know where to start, the I'm too tired, and the what if I fail? These are lies your mind tells you to keep you in your comfort zone. Your mind wants to keep you safe, but growth doesn't happen in safety. Growth happens when you step into the unknown, when you take risks, and when you do the hard things you don't feel like doing. Stop letting fear dictate your life. Stop letting your comfort zone become a prison. If you fail, so what? Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. Every failure teaches you, strengthens you, and gets you one step closer to your goal. Dear listeners, think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you, the ones who have achieved greatness. Do you think they got there by wasting time? No, they put in the work. They made sacrifices. They said no to distractions and yes to their dreams. They showed up every single day, even when they didn't feel like it. And guess what? You can do the same. The only difference between them and you is that they made the decision to stop wasting time. Today, you can make that decision too. Look, I get it. Life is hard. You're tired. You're overwhelmed. Maybe you've tried before and it didn't work out. But giving up won't make things easier. Complaining won't make things better. The only thing that will change your life is action. And the best time to take action is right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Now, dear listeners, stop thinking about how much time you've already wasted. That time is gone and you can't get it back. What matters is what you do with the time you have left. Imagine if you stopped wasting time today. Imagine if you committed to showing up for yourself every 7 days, even when it's hard, even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient. Where could you be in 6 months? In a year? In 5 years? The possibilities are endless, but only if you take the first step. You are capable of so much more than you realize. You have the potential to achieve greatness, but potential means nothing without action. Stop waiting for someone to come and save you. Stop waiting for the stars to align. You are the only one who can change your life, and you have everything you need to do it. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to start. Dear listeners, so make the decision right here, right now. Decide that you're done wasting time. Decide that you're going to take control of your life. Decide that you're going to show up for yourself no matter what, and then follow through. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Don't just set goals, take action. And don't stop until you get there. Because one day you're going to look back on your life. You're going to look back on the choices you made and the time you spent. And when that day comes, you're going to feel proud. You're going to want to know that you gave it your all, that you left no stone unturned, and that you lived up to your potential. Don't let regret be your story. Let your story be one of perseverance, discipline, and success. Dear listeners, time is your most valuable asset. Treat it that way. Stop wasting it. And start using it to build the life you deserve. The clock is ticking, and your future is waiting. The only question is, what are you going to do about it? Time is a finite resource. Time is the most precious resource we have, yet it is often the most undervalued. Unlike money or material possessions, time is finite and irreplaceable. Every second that passes is a second you can never reclaim. This stark reality applies to everyone equally. No matter how rich, powerful, or talented you are bound by the same 24 hours in a day. It's this limited nature of time that makes it so valuable, yet we often treat it as if it's unlimited. Dear listeners, people tend to procrastinate, putting off important tasks for another day as though there will always be time to get to them. This mindset stems from the illusion that tomorrow's guaranteed. But the truth is, none of us know how much time we have left. Life is unpredictable. And the moments we waste today are opportunities lost forever. Recognizing the finite nature of time means understanding that every choice you make about how to spend it matters immensely. Wasting time is not just a harmless habit. It's a decision to delay progress and fulfillment. Every hour spent on distractions, trivial pursuits, or inaction is an hour that could have been invested in growth, learning, or achieving your goals. When you allow yourself to squander time, you are essentially giving away pieces of your future bit by bit. Understanding this can be a powerful motivator to become intentional about how you allocate your time. The key to making the most of this finite resource is awareness and prioritization. By recognizing the value of time, you can start to make conscious choices that align with your long-term vision. Each moment you seize brings you closer to the life you want to create. Time may be limited, but the impact of how you use it is limitless. Every second you act with purpose is a step toward living a life without regrets. Procrastination is the enemy. Procrastination is one of the most powerful forces that keeps people from reaching their full potential. It's a silent thief that steals your time often making you feel like you're too busy or overwhelmed to start important tasks. What starts as a simple delay quickly snowballs, and what should have been a small step toward a goal becomes a mountain of missed opportunities. The longer you put things off, the harder it becomes to regain that momentum. And before you know it, you've wasted time that can never be recovered. At its core, procrastination is rooted in fear. It's the fear of failure, fear of success, or fear of the work required. Instead of tackling something challenging, people often choose to avoid it, burying themselves in distractions that provide temporary relief but do nothing to move them forward. This avoidance might feel comforting in the moment, but it only adds to the weight of unfinished tasks and unresolved goals. The more you avoid, the more paralyzed you become, and the harder it is to break the cycle. The enemy of procrastination is action. When you take the first step, even if it's small, you begin to build momentum. Action combats the inertia that procrastination creates, allowing you to move forward. Every time you push through the resistance and start something, no matter how daunting it may seem, you reinforce the habit of discipline and focus. The longer you delay, the harder it becomes to convince yourself to start. But once you begin, you'll realize it wasn't as difficult as you made it out to be in your mind. Overcoming procrastination requires commitment to your goals and the realization that every moment you waste is one you'll never get back. Rather than allowing fear, doubt, or laziness to control your actions, embrace the discomfort of starting. The initial effort might be tough, but every step you take will get you closer to the life you want. The key is to take action consistently and to never let procrastination dictate your future. Each small victory over procrastination builds confidence, and soon you'll find that the habit of action becomes second nature. The illusion of infinite time. The illusion of infinite time is a dangerous mindset that many people fall into without even realizing it. We often convince ourselves that we have all the time in the world, that there will always be a tomorrow to work on our goals, to make changes, or to chase our dreams. This belief allows us to procrastinate and put off important tasks, thinking that we can always catch up later. In reality, time is not an endless resource, it's limited. And every moment that passes brings us closer to the point where we can no longer act on things left undone. When you believe that time is infinite, you start to devalue the present. You take the time you have now for granted and waste it on distractions, unnecessary delays, or things that don't contribute to your growth or well-being. The truth is, life doesn't wait for you to be ready. And the longer you postpone important actions, the further away your dreams become. This false sense of security with time can lead to deep regret later when you realize that you've wasted years waiting for the right moment that never comes. People often ignore the reality of time's fleeting nature until it's too late. As we age, as opportunities slip by, and as we experience loss, the finite nature of time becomes all too clear. You may realize that time is a gift, one that's slipping through your fingers, and once it's gone, there's no way to rewind the clock. By recognizing that time is precious and limited, you shift your perspective on how you spend each day. You no longer view time as something that will always be there. You understand that each moment is an opportunity that needs to be seized before it's gone forever. To break free from the illusion of infinite time, you need to adopt a sense of urgency and purpose. I recognize that every day is a chance to move closer to your goals and to take action. Time waits for no one, and the longer you wait to start, the harder it becomes to make meaningful progress. When you live with the awareness that time is limited, you'll be motivated to stop wasting it and start using it to create the life you've always wanted. Embrace the reality of time's fleeting nature and let it fuel you to take decisive action today before it's just too late. Prioritization is critical. Prioritization is the key to achieving success because not all tasks and responsibilities are equal in value. Without a clear understanding of what's truly important, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the sheer volume of things you think you need to do. When you fail to prioritize, you end up spreading yourself too thin, wasting time on things that don't move you closer to your ultimate goals. It's important to recognize that time spent on non-essential activities is time stolen from what really matters. By clearly defining your priorities, you can focus your energy on what will bring the most meaningful results. The challenge comes in identifying the tasks that are worth your time and attention. Too often, we get distracted by the urgent yet unimportant things like checking emails or scrolling through social media. These tasks might seem pressing in the moment, but they don't contribute to long-term success. When you take the time to evaluate your goals and break them down into the most critical actions, you give yourself the clarity needed to stay focused and productive. The ability to prioritize helps you concentrate on what truly moves the needle in your personal and professional life. Prioritizing also means making difficult decisions. It requires saying no to distractions and sometimes even letting go of things that feel comfortable or familiar. In order to achieve your most important goals, you must make the conscious choice to focus on activities that align with your values and vision. This may mean cutting out time wasters, limiting social engagements, or sacrificing leisure in favor of hard work. I know these decisions may be tough in the short term. They pay off exponentially over time as you make progress toward your dreams. Effective prioritization isn't just about choosing what to focus on, but also about managing your time in a way that reflects your highest value. It's about taking control of your schedule and ensuring that the actions you take are in alignment with your long-term vision. Every day is filled with opportunities to make choices, and each choice you make should reflect your commitment to the things that matter most. When you master the art of prioritization, you are not only managing your time more effectively, but you're also taking charge of your future and ensuring that every moment counts toward building the life you desire. Action creates momentum. Action is the driving force behind momentum. When you take the first step toward a goal, no matter how small, you create a ripple effect that pushes you forward. At the start, you may feel uncertain or unsure about how things will unfold, but the key isn't simply starting. Once you begin, even in the face of discomfort or doubt, you begin to build a rhythm that makes subsequent steps easier. Action breaks the inertia that holds you back, and with each move you make, you gain confidence, clarity, and momentum to continue moving forward. An initial act of taking action might feel difficult, especially when fear, doubt, or uncertainty try to stop you. But once you push through that resistance, something powerful happens. You begin to realize that you are capable of much more than you originally thought. Momentum builds as you start seeing progress. And as progress compounds, it fuels your drive to keep going. This momentum makes the next steps feel more natural, and the work doesn't feel as burdensome because you're already moving in the right direction. Well, when action creates momentum, it turns an abstract idea or goal into something tangible. Without action, your dreams remain just that, dreams. They stay stuck in your mind with no real path to manifestation. But when you start taking concrete steps, you begin to turn those ideas into reality. Action transforms intention into results, and results motivate you to keep going. And the more you act, the clearer your path becomes, and the more you believe in your ability to succeed. And the power of momentum lies in its ability to carry you through the tough times. There will be moments when you feel drained or discouraged, but the momentum you built will give you the strength to push through. Action creates a cycle of success where each small achievement leads to the next, a snowball effect that propels you to greater heights. The key is to keep moving, whether you're making big leaps or small steps. As long as you keep acting, you'll continue to gain momentum and eventually reach the destination you set out for. Fear and excuses hold you back. Fear and excuses are two of the most powerful forces that can hold you back from achieving your potential. Fear in many forms, whether it's fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown, paralyzes people, preventing them from taking the risk that's necessary for growth. It keeps them stuck in their comfort zones, avoiding challenges because the fear of not succeeding feels overwhelming. The reality is, fear is a natural response to stepping into unfamiliar territory, but it should not be a barrier. In fact, confronting fear head-on is often the very thing that propels you forward and helps you reach new heights. Excuses, on the other hand, are the rationalizations we make to justify inaction. We tell ourselves that we're too busy, that we're not ready, or that the timing isn't right. Excuses create an illusion of security. as they allow us to avoid the discomfort of doing the hard work required to reach our goals. The more you lean on excuses, the further you distance yourself from the life you want. Every excuse you make is a reason to hasten the progress. And with each delay, the gap between where you are and where you want to be grows wider. Excuses keep you stagnant, while progress requires breaking through them. Both fear and excuses thrive on uncertainty, and the more you give into them, the more they control your actions. Fear convinces you that failure is a possibility you can't handle, and excuses tell you that there's always a reason to wait. In doing so, they rob you of the chance to take the first step toward what you truly desire. And the truth is, there is no perfect time, and no amount of planning will eliminate the fear of the unknown. The only way to break free from these barriers is through action. By taking that first step, you demonstrate to yourself that the fear was just an obstacle and that you are stronger than the excuses you make. And once you push past your fear and stop relying on excuses, you'll discover a new level of strength within yourself. You'll realize that the challenges you feared weren't as daunting as you imagined, and the obstacles you excused yourself from were simply opportunities in disguise. Fear and excuses are nothing more than mental blocks that prevent you from reaching your full potential. By acknowledging them and choosing to take action despite them, you free yourself to accomplish things you never thought possible. It's only by facing fear and discarding excuses that you unlock the path to personal growth and success. Failure is part of success. Failure is often viewed negatively, but it is an essential part of the journey towards success. In reality, failure is not the opposite of success, as it is a crucial component of it. Every successful person has faced failure at some point. It's the inevitable consequence of pushing boundaries, taking risks, and striving for greatness. Without failure, there would be no growth, no learning, and no evolution. It's in the moments of failure that you discover your weaknesses, understand what doesn't work, and find new ways to approach challenges. These lessons shape you, building resilience and determination to keep moving forward. Embracing failure means accepting that it is not something to be feared or avoided. Instead of seeing failure as a defeat, view it as an opportunity for growth. Each failure provides feedback, showing you what you need to improve and refine your approach. The most successful people don't let failure stop them. They use it as fuel to propel them toward greater achievements. I understand that failure is a stepping stone, not a permanent roadblock. By shifting your perspective and seeing failure as a natural part of the process, you become more open to trying new things and pushing past your comfort zone. In fact, failure often acts as a springboard for future success. Many innovations, breakthroughs, and achievements came about because someone failed and then adjusted their strategy. Failure forces you to reevaluate your goals, rework your methods, and find new solutions. It teaches you to be more adaptable and creative. Success is rarely a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs, wins and losses. Each setback provides the experience and wisdom needed to navigate future challenges, making you stronger and better equipped to succeed in the long run. The key to turning failure into success is persistence. When you fail, don't let it define you or dictate your future. Use it as motivation to keep going, to refine your approach, and to stay committed to your vision. Success is not about never failing. It's about learning from your failures and continuing to push forward. Every failure brings you one step closer to your goals because it teaches you invaluable lessons that success alone could never provide. In the end, it is your ability to rise after each failure that defines your success. Adopt discipline over motivation. Discipline is the foundation of consistent progress, while motivation is often fleeting and unreliable. Motivation can inspire action in the moment, but it tends to come and go depending on how we feel or the circumstances around us. Some days you wake up energized and ready to tackle everything on your to-do list, but other days the motivation just isn't there. And that's when discipline becomes essential. Discipline is the ability to push yourself to do what needs to be done, regardless of how motivated you feel. It's the act of choosing to follow through with your commitments even when you don't feel like it. Relying on motivation can lead to inconsistent effort and outcomes. Motivation alone won't sustain you during the tough days when challenges seem insurmountable and the road to success is unclear. Discipline, however, ensures that you continue to take action even when the excitement fades. It's about creating habits that keep you moving forward, whether you're feeling motivated or not. Discipline turns small, consistent actions into progress, even if those actions are done when your energy or enthusiasm is at its lowest. It's the key to long-term success, as it allows you to maintain focus and work toward your goals without depending on how you feel in the moment. To adopt discipline over motivation, you must make a conscious decision to prioritize consistency and structure in your life. This means setting clear goals, creating a plan of action, and committing to your routines no matter the circumstances. It's about building a mindset that values hard work and progress even when the rewards aren't immediate or visible. When discipline becomes your default, you stop relying on external factors to dictate your behavior. You choose to act based on your long-term vision regardless of the challenges or distractions that arise. This consistency is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who come on the way. By cultivating discipline, you build momentum that will carry you through even the toughest times. Over time, the small actions you take every day add up to big results. Discipline doesn't require motivation, but it creates its own reward, the sense of accomplishment, the progress made, and the realization that you can rely on yourself to get things done. When discipline becomes ingrained in your life, you no longer wait for motivation to strike. Instead, you create your own drive through daily commitment, ensuring that you're always moving forward no matter the circumstances. Sacrifice distractions for your dreams. Sacrificing distractions for your dreams requires a shift in priorities and the willingness to let go of things that don't align with your long-term goals. Distractions come in many forms: social media, excessive entertainment, unproductive habits, or even negative relationships. While they may provide temporary pleasure or comfort, they ultimately take you further from the life you want to create. When you have big dreams and aspirations, you must recognize that not every moment can be spent indulging in these distractions. Instead, you must consciously choose to invest your time and energy into what will move you forward, even if it means making tough sacrifices. The process of sacrificing distractions doesn't always mean eliminating fun or relaxation from your life, but it does mean being more intentional with how you spend your time. You'll need to learn how to say no to things that don't serve your greater purpose. Whether it's cutting back on time spent watching TV or limiting social media use, these small sacrifices add up and allow you to focus more on your goals. It requires discipline and the ability to differentiate between what brings you immediate gratification and what will bring long-term fulfillment. By sacrificing the immediate comforts of distractions, you free up more time to focus on what truly matters to you. The challenge of sacrifice lies in resisting the temptation to fall back into old patterns of behavior. Distractions are often comforting and they offer an escape from the hard work and focus needed to achieve your dreams. However, every moment spent indulging in distractions is a moment taken away from your potential progress. Sacrificing distractions means stepping outside of your comfort zone and committing to the hard work, sacrifice, and focus necessary to achieve your dreams. It's about making decisions based on your future success, not just your present desires. When you make the choice to sacrifice distractions, you begin to see your time as more valuable and finite. This mindset shift helps you stay focused and driven with a clear understanding that your dreams require hard work and commitment. The sacrifices you make today in terms of distractions are investments in your future. Each choice you make to focus on what matters brings you closer to your dreams. And over time, the rewards of that sacrifice will become evident in the form of success, fulfillment, and the realization of your potential. The past is gone, focus on the present. The past, with all its successes and failures, cannot be changed, and dwelling on it often keeps you from moving forward. Whether you're fixating on past mistakes or holding on to past achievements, both can be distractions that prevent you from fully engaging with the present. The energy spent reliving what has already happened takes away from the opportunities and actions available right now. Every moment spent worrying about the past is a moment you miss in shaping your future. The key is to accept that the past is over and cannot be rewritten, and that real power lies in focusing on what you can do today. Focusing on the present means embracing the opportunities in front of you. The present moment is where real change occurs. It's where you can take action, make decisions, and set the course for your future. The past may offer valuable lessons, but it is the actions you take in the present that will ultimately shape the life you desire. It's easy to become bogged down by what went wrong in the past, but this only leads to stagnation. Instead, using the present to focus on what you can control, how you can improve, and what steps you can take today will lead to real progress. Living in the present requires a mindset shift. It involves letting go of regrets or past triumphs that no longer serve you and focusing on what you can do right now. By doing so, you allow yourself to be more productive, creative, and effective. Instead of replaying past mistakes or holding on to the past, you choose to learn from it and apply that wisdom to your current circumstances. The present is all you have, and if you spend it reflecting on what has already passed, you risk losing out on the potential that exists in this moment. When you focus on the present, you give yourself the chance to create a better future. The actions you take now will have a direct impact on where you go next. Every step, no matter how small, adds to the momentum of your journey forward. The past may shape you, but it doesn't define you. The power to shape your life is in your hands right now, and by letting go of the past and fully embracing the present, you give yourself the best chance to move toward your dreams and achieve the success you desire. Take responsibility for your life. Taking responsibility for your life means acknowledging that you are the architect of your own destiny. It requires you to stop blaming external factors, whether it's other people, circumstances, or even luck, and start looking inward at the choices you make. Life doesn't just happen to you. It's shaped by your decisions, actions, and mindset. When you take full responsibility for your life, you understand that you have the power to change, to improve, and to direct your own path. It's not about blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong, but about accepting that how you respond to situations and how you choose to move forward are within your control. Living a life of responsibility means recognizing that your success and failures are the results of your own choices. It's easy to blame the environment you're in, the people around you, or even the past for where you are, but this mindset keeps you stuck. When you take responsibility, you stop giving away your power. Instead of focusing on what you control, you focus on what you can, your actions, your attitude, and your efforts. This mindset shift allows you to become proactive rather than reactive, taking the reins of your life and steering it in the direction you want to go. Taking responsibility also involves holding yourself accountable for your mistakes, setbacks, and shortcomings. No one is perfect. And it's easy to make excuses, but true growth happens when you own up to your mistakes and learn from them. It's about asking yourself what you could have done differently and how you can improve moving forward. Taking responsibility doesn't mean being harsh on yourself. Rather, it's about accepting that your actions have consequences and that you can always do better next time. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities for growth and taking ownership of the lessons they bring. When you take responsibility for your life, you give yourself the freedom to act in ways that align with your values and goals. You stop waiting for someone else to change your circumstances or for life to get easier, and you start making the changes that will move you closer to the life you envision. Responsibility empowers you to make decisions with clarity and confidence, knowing that you are the one who will ultimately shape your future. By accepting responsibility, you free yourself from the victim mindset and create the space for real, lasting change. Leave a legacy of no regrets. Leaving a legacy of no regrets means living in such a way that when you look back on your life, you feel proud of the choices you made and the impact you had. It's about taking action today that aligns with your values, passions, and purpose, knowing that every step you take shapes your future. The regret comes when we live out of alignment with our true selves, neglecting what truly matters in favor of what is easy, comfortable, or convenient. A life without regrets is one where you actively pursue your dreams, face your fears, and take full ownership of your journey, making the most of every opportunity that comes your way. Dear listeners, to leave a legacy of no regrets, you must be intentional with your time and energy, focusing on what truly brings meaning and fulfillment. It's about making conscious choices, whether it's in your personal relationships, your career, or your personal growth. Each decision should be made with the knowledge that it will contribute to the life you want to leave behind. You must learn to prioritize what matters most and let go of the distractions, fears, and doubts that hold you back from fully embracing life. When you live with purpose and intentionality, you create a life filled with meaningful experiences and connections, free from the weight of what-ifs. The fear of regret often comes from not living authentically or from avoiding discomfort for the sake of temporary ease. To avoid regret, you need to face the difficult moments, make bold choices, and take risks. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and making decisions that challenge you to grow even when the outcome is uncertain. At the end of the day, you won't regret the risk you took, but the ones you didn't. Living a life with no regrets means embracing the unknown, trusting in your abilities, and taking the actions that align with the person you want to become. Leaving a legacy of no regrets means knowing that you lived with integrity, that you followed your heart, and that you fully embraced the journey, regardless of the challenges along the way. It's about living in a way that allows you to look back on your life and feel content, knowing you didn't settle, didn't hold back, and didn't let fear dictate your actions. A life without regrets is a life well lived, one that leaves behind not only personal achievements, but also a positive impact on others and the world around you.